Hey everybody, welcome back to my Project 13, the Moto G5 Plus. It is somewhat ready to go. And what I mean by that is, well, I don't have my SIM card in there. We got Wi-Fi going on. I don't have any official Moto G5 Plus cases or screen protectors. Still a couple more days before they show up. I do have a makeshift screen protector on here, which doesn't look that pretty at all on there. A lot of smudges on there right now. And if I really wanted to use a case on this device, I have a Moto G4 case that I could actually put on here, and it does have the camera exposed with the flash, so I could actually shoot video and take pictures. I could take this out tomorrow. It looks kind of funny with it, but it will work. So I can start the reviewing process outside of what I'm doing right now. What I'm doing right now is a little hands-on overview with all of you. So basically, after the boot up, and then off camera setting it up, I didn't go into the settings at all and mess with anything. Okay, I wanted to go through the device with all of you. So I've not touched any of those areas in the settings that are turned on or turned off. So I'll decide what I want to keep on, what I want to turn off, and anything that's off, let me switch on. So yeah, it's basically a stock Android device with 32 gigs of internal storage. You got an SD card over here that I have that has 32 gigs of memory. So I'll add this to the device and I'll have 64 gigs. You can expand it up to 256 gigs, but 64 gigs is plenty for me. You got 2 gigs of RAM. Okay, 2 gigs of RAM. Some of you are like, wow, man, that should have been 3. I don't know. We used to function off 2 gigs of RAM just a few years ago on a lot of devices, right? I mean, remember when it went from 1 to 2? We're like, wow, we were excited. And then it was 3, 4, now you got 6, 8. You know, as long as the device is well optimized, it's going to be efficient. Okay, you got a Qualcomm Snapdragon 625 in here working with the 2 gigs of RAM, basically stock Android. And yes, I watched a lot of reviews because I was supporting a lot of my fellow YouTubers. And from what I'm seeing out there, this device is a performer. It is well optimized. But again, it's in my hands now, and I'm going to review it, and I'm going to make sure for me that it is working like I've seen it work for others out there. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. And I wanted to go through the cameras and shoot some video, take some pictures. I want to do all of that. But again, I wanted to go through a little bit of this device with all of you for the first time. So aesthetically, it's a beautiful device. I did this in the cart for the unboxing. Showed you somewhat, I guess in the car was a little harder to see, but a little bit more of a close-up here. You see the USB charging port area, the mic, the headphone jack. See that chrome trim around this metal device, the protruding camera that some of you just don't like, and I don't really mind. The 2 cases that I'm bringing in are going to make that area flush anyway. There is the Moto logo, so yeah, I'm not too worried about that. You got another mic right there. Up top, you have your SIM tray that will house my SD card, your SD card, my SIM card, your SIM card. You got the power button, volume rocker, and nothing on this side. So yeah, it looks nice. Again, makeshift screen protector. It kind of looks silly, but it works. Speaker, earpiece. Okay. Wish there was a speaker down here, but you got your fingerprint sensor right down here, which is fine. Got a notification. I like that. Turns right on. The ambient display mode just goes bam when you get an email or a text. You're going to see that turn on. There it is again, reminding me that I got an email. If you have the device sitting down, you pick it up. That ambient display comes right back on. Totally digging that. This also has a proximity detection system. It's got 2 LEDs. Now, I'll bring that close to my LG V20 here. You see those little lights flashing on and off on the right and left of the camera there? That's the proximity detection system. That basically tells itself when to come on or when to sleep. So if it's in a pocket or a purse or an enclosed area and you pull the device out, it's going to wake up. It's going to know when it's moved. It's going to know when it's lifted off of a table, any surface. So got your 12 megapixel camera on the back. rapid focus camera. Basically, it's going to focus quicker and more accurately. Okay, on the front you have your 5 megapixel shooter, so pretty cool, pretty nice. So we're going to turn the device on. Feels really good. The power button there, volume rocker. Let's go ahead and clear that out. Let's go ahead and go into the device and set up the fingerprint. We'll go down to security. I always have a hard time finding all that. I don't know why. There we go. And let's do, I already got a pattern set up. I'll be changing that anyway. So we're going to get into unlock with fingerprint. So we're going to continue, and then we're going to put in that little pattern there, and then we're going to skip there, and then I'm going to hit next there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so 12. So we're going to do another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As you see, I kind of rotate my fingerprint around. So that way, if I'm picking up my device like this or like this, it should recognize it. So that was, I think, 14. So 13, 14 touches should get your fingerprint in there. And that worked really, really fast. So totally digging that. The fingerprint sensor can lock your phone. Press and hold to turn off the display and lock your phone. So basically, there's ways of locking your device up with your power button. And obviously, you can lock it up with your fingerprint as well. So got it. And we're going to go back out of there, and we're going to go up top and just have a quick overview on some of the settings here. So as you can see, there's your basics, and you got your display, you got your brightness level, adaptive brightness, color mode, which let's see what that does. So you can go to standard or vibrant. So that's a 5.2 inch IPS LCD display. This is not AMOLED. It's not 5.5 inches. Man, I wish it was 5.5. 5.2 is cutting it very close for me. I like 5.5 and higher, but in reviewing devices, sometimes you make that sacrifice. So I'm hoping that everything is going to be really, really good with this display when I'm watching videos and movies, especially in vibrant. That's where I want it. So 5.2, you better work for me, man. So at least you have an option there. You got wallpaper, sleep. I always have it at 30 minutes. If it lets me do it longer, I go longer. Press power button twice for camera. You got your screensaver, font size, display size, where you can actually change the font to a little bit larger or smaller. I actually like to have it. I wear glasses, so that helps me, especially when I'm getting text. So I like that. And when device is rotated, rotate the contents of your screen and cast. So then you got notifications, sound, apps, storage, total used of 32 gigs, 8.5 basically. And then that's your internal. I will be putting in my SD card, so I'll have more, I'll have that memory expanded, so that'll be nice. And let's look at battery. So basically 17 minutes, screen on time, nothing to brag about yet. So the device wasn't fully charged anyway, so I'm going to have to fully charge this device through the night and get it ready to go. Probably tomorrow I'll use that Moto G4 case so I can start using the Moto G5 Plus. Okay, so users, My Project 13, and yeah, you can add a guest. Okay. You got location, security, accounts, and you can go right on down the line there and finish off all the settings. I would at least go through them, check out everything you got going on. About phone, Android Nougat 7.0. Hopefully, Moto Lenovo doesn't make us wait too long for 7.1. Well, we'll see what happens with that. They don't jump on these software updates very quickly. So, yeah. If I see anything, I'll make sure I let everybody know. But let's go back to security. There is an area in there I want to show you. Again, go through these areas so you know your device. I have a pattern set up to get into my device if I choose not to use my fingerprint. But if you turn off your device completely, if you power it down, then you boot it back up, I'm going to have to enter that pattern. And then it'll let me use my fingerprint. Now, after that first time of powering it back up and going through that process, all I'll need to do from that point on is use my fingerprint. Now, I can choose to use the pattern and get right into it, but fingerprint is a lot easier, especially if your fingerprint works really well. Get used to using the fingerprint. I'd rather have the fingerprint back here. It would have been nice to have it right there where the Moto logo is, but I'm used to doing using these, so it's not a deal breaker. I just like having them on the back. Fingerprint, I have 2 of them set up. And there's other information here. Okay, so let's get into the screen lock really quick. I want to show you this. You can set up none, swipe, pattern, pin, password. So I have a pattern set up. Again, after that first boot up, it's going to ask me for that pattern, and then I'll be able to use my fingerprint. After that, then I can just use my fingerprint every time I do this. I can just go and open that up, and that works really fast. Again, you can have a pin or password. I do a pattern. Well, let me see my other finger here, my thumb actually. I just used the edge of my thumb there, and that worked really well. Nice. Wow. And that's why when I'm setting up my fingerprint, I move it around so it catches everything, so I don't have to just directly put it on. There are some fingerprint readers that are just very sensitive. This one right here works really, really well. Totally digging that. So that's basically a run through on of the settings. What I wanted to go into is Moto. Hi, my Project 13. Now, typically that's a small m, but that's the way they laid it out. You got your actions, which you have one button nav. Use fingerprint sensor to navigate. Okay, so if you have that turned on, you can navigate with your fingerprint sensor. Chop twice for flashlight, twist for quick capture, swipe to shrink screen, pick up to stop ringing, flip for do not disturb. And a lot of us already know what these features do, what Moto gives us here to basically enhance our usability, our functionality, to make using our devices a lot simpler and easier if they work for you. They could be practical or not practical. That depends on you. Display. See your notifications at a glance. Let's look at this really quickly here. This is where you're going to manage your notifications. You'll be able to block specific apps. Let's go into that. Hit the plus icon there. And these are all the apps that I have right now. So if I wanted to block one of these, like Chrome, it is now blocked. I'm not going to receive any notifications from Chrome at all. But if I want to allow notifications to come through, I'll just hit the little X there and allow it to go back. And so now I will be able to have all the notifications come through from these apps. And as I add apps, I can manage those too. There is some that I'm going to block and some that I will leave alone. Now, you can also choose how much information you want coming through from those specific apps that will be sending you notifications. So you can look at that right there. I would suggest you go through this area and make it work for you when it comes to your notifications and how much, especially the ones that, you don't want to be receiving a lot of notifications from apps that you're not even using. So just block those and choose how you want that content to be visible. You don't want to be going home on the bus, got someone sitting to the right and left of you, and people get curious. Notification comes through, and well, if you have everything visible, then they may see that content, and maybe you don't want that to be shown. So yeah, just go through there and make it work for you. And actions, I wanted to go through the one button nav really quick here, because if you notice, you have on-screen buttons, you have your recent, home, and back. But if you don't want to use those and you want to use your fingerprint reader as your navigation button, let's turn that on. Let's go home. So basically, if you swipe right, it'll show you your recent apps. If you swipe left, it'll take you back. If you press and hold, it'll turn the device off. And you'll feel the vibration. And you can turn the device back on because now it's a fingerprint reader. If you press and hold for a couple seconds, Google Assistant. Okay, let's go back. Recent. Pretty cool. Anyway, I'll be testing this device out in other ways as far as the display. I'll be doing some sound tests, playing some music up against some of the other devices just to see how well the speaker does. I already have gone on long enough on this video, so more to come as far as going through and having an overview, hands-on tutorial in other areas. Be looking forward to pics, samples, slideshows, and videos. And yeah, let me know what you want to see as far as with this device and the other devices. Now, I did return the T-Revel. I used that money to purchase this device. I also received some birthday money that I was going to use, but I put that aside for some other devices. I had a great time with the T-Revel. I will still say it's a very good device, budget device to look into and bring in as a starter device, backup device, back to school device. And even for some who can't afford anything over that amount, $125 is what that device will cost you at T-Mobile, at the $20 upgrade fee. Unless you order it through call-in T-Mobile, they most likely will waive that. But yeah, look into the device. I feel that if T-Mobile was able to give that device a software update in the camera areas, man, it would go from really good to a great $125 device. I think that's the only thing that's missing on that device. It's a hit and miss in the camera areas when shooting video and taking pics, whether you're using rear or the front. Please watch those videos. But in my opinion, it's a device to look at alongside of other budget devices that are out there right now. But I made a decision on something that I typically just don't do. 180 smacks for this device. I went ahead and made that decision, and I think it was the wise decision for me here and for the team, my Project 13. So anyway, thanks for watching. Again, another video coming soon on the display, speaker, the cameras, videos, yeah, you name it, it's coming. So quite a few more videos to go. Again, I'm late to the game, but I got a lot to do with this device. And again, it's my review, it's my experiences. And we'll see how it does when it comes to battery life, performance, call quality, messaging, all those areas that need to be there, and then everything else after that. So the Moto G5 Plus, thanks for hanging in there. This is a long video. I appreciate it. God bless.